While some soldiers were still working bolt actions, others were already unleashing semi-automatic fire. While some nations fought with tradition, others won through industry. This is not a list of weapons. It is a technical map of industrialized death in World War II. Rifles, machine guns, and anti-tank weapons that decided battles, shattered empires, and redefined modern warfare. This is the complete technical catalog of World War II arsenals. Let's start with Germany, Wehrmacht. Luger P-08, the aristocrat of the trenches. A First World War toggle lock design, famous for its mechanical precision and tight tolerances. Elegant and highly prized as a trophy by Allied soldiers, its complex mechanism proved sensitive to dirt and mud on the Eastern Front, leading to its gradual replacement. Walther P-38, the modern workhorse. The first widely adopted military pistol with a locked breech and double-action trigger. Cheaper to manufacture and far more reliable than the Luger, it featured an external hammer and a loaded chamber indicator. It became the official standard, shaping post-war military pistol ergonomics. Karabiner 98K, the backbone of the infantry. A shortened version of the classic Mauser 98, renowned for its extremely robust bolt-action system and long-range accuracy. Despite its reliability, its 5-round internal magazine and manual action left German infantry at a disadvantage in volume of fire against American semi-automatic rifles. MP-40, the stamped steel pioneer. It revolutionized small arms manufacturing through extensive use of stamped steel and spot welding instead of costly machining. With a folding stock and a controllable cyclic rate of around 500 rounds per minute, it became the iconic weapon of squad leaders and armored vehicle crews. Sturmgewehr 44, the father of the assault rifle. The first operational rifle to use an intermediate cartridge, the 7.92 by 33 mm Kurz. It filled the tactical gap between submachine guns and full-power battle rifles, offering effective selective fire out to 300 meters. Its design directly influenced the Soviet AK-47. FG-42, the paratrooper's marvel, designed specifically for the Luftwaffe after the heavy losses in Crete. A complex selective fire weapon chambered for the powerful 7.92 by 57 mm Mauser cartridge. It attempted to combine rifle and machine gun rolls using a unique operating system that fired from an open bolt in automatic mode for cooling and from a closed bolt in semi-automatic for accuracy. MG-34, the first general-purpose machine gun. The pioneering Einheitsmaschinengewehr concept, capable of operating on a bipod or a heavy tripod. Finely machined and highly precise, it offered a high rate of fire and quick-change barrel, but its Swiss watch mechanism proved intolerant of dust, sand, and the Russian winter. MG-42, Hitler's buzzsaw. The stamped steel successor to the MG-34 designed for rugged mass production. With a terrifying rate of fire of approximately 1,200 rounds per minute, its sound became a continuous rip rather than individual shots. Psychologically devastating and lethally effective, it demanded constant barrel changes due to extreme overheating. Panzerfaust, the disposable armored fist. A simple recoilless launch tube firing an oversized shape-charge warhead. Cheap and capable of penetrating up to 200 millimeters of armor, it allowed any infantryman, even members of the Volkssturm, to destroy Allied tanks, though doing so required near-suicidal courage at close range. If you enjoy this catalog-style format, consider subscribing, leaving a like on this video, and commenting on which topic you'd like to see next. While enemy infantry worked bolt handles, the American soldier advanced to the sound of a semi-automatic ping. Superior logistics, heavy calibers, and unmatched mass production. This is the technical catalog of the United States arsenal. Colt M 1911 A1, the 45 hand cannon. A First World War veteran revered for its brutal stopping power. With a 7-round magazine and short recoil action, it was heavy and kicked hard but delivered absolute reliability in mud or sand. The sidearm no soldier wanted to give up. M1 Garand, the ultimate battle rifle. The first semi-automatic rifle adopted as standard by a major army. Its 8-round unblocked clip and gas-operated system allowed a rate of fire far superior to the Kar 98K or Arisaka, famous for the distinctive metallic ping when the empty clip was ejected. M1 Carbine, the lightweight personal defense weapon. Designed to replace pistols for drivers, officers, and artillery crews, but it quickly reached the front lines. Weighing roughly half as much as a Garand and firing the lighter .30 carbine cartridge, it became the most produced U.S. firearm of the war, optimized for close-range combat in jungles and urban terrain. Thompson, the trench typewriter, a pre-war legend adapted for modern combat. Firing the heavy .45 ACP cartridge, it was criticized for excessive weight and high machining costs, but its rate of fire and stopping power made it a favorite among Rangers and Marine units in the Pacific. M3 Grease Gun, the grease injector, the brutally simple and cheap answer to the expensive Thompson. Built entirely from stamped steel and welded like an automotive component, it looked more like a mechanic's tool than a weapon. With a slow cyclic rate of around 450 rounds per minute, it was easy to control and nearly indestructible, remaining in service into the Gulf War. BR M1918A2 Pocket Artillery, a hybrid between an automatic rifle and a light machine gun. Fed by 20-round magazines, it provided the base of fire for the American squad. Highly respected but limited by the lack of a quick-change barrel, reducing its sustained fire capability compared to Germany's MG-42. M1919 Browning, the air-cooled Reaper, a lighter evolution of the First World War, water-cooled heavy machine gun. Belt-fed and usually mounted on a tripod, it served as the standard medium machine gun. Extremely robust and reliable, but without a quick-change barrel, requiring disciplined fire to prevent overheating. M2 Browning, the Ma Deuce, the .50 caliber heavyweight. Originally designed as an anti-tank and anti-aircraft weapon, it became a terror to infantry and light vehicles alike. With devastating range and penetration, it could punch through brick walls and light armor with ease. Still in active service today, a testament to John Browning's design genius. Bazooka M1/M9, the man-portable rocket. The weapon that gave infantry a fighting chance against tanks, a simple launch tube firing a HEAT warhead capable of burning through armor. Operated by a two-man team, it required extreme caution due to the dangerous rear backblast when firing. Weapons designed to function while clogged with mud, snow, or blood, where mechanical elegance was sacrificed in favor of absolute ruggedness and ease of mass production. This is the technical catalog of the Soviet arsenal. Tokarev TT-33, the rugged utilitarian sidearm, a Soviet simplification of John Browning's design, firing the high-velocity, high-penetration 7.62 by 25 mm cartridge. Reliable in freezing temperatures and easy to maintain, but infamous for lacking in external manual safety, making it dangerous to carry with a round chambered. Mosin Nagant, the hammer of the proletariat, a 19th century design modernized for mass war, omnipresent on the Eastern Front. Crude, long, and awkward, its bolt required brute force to operate, but the rifle almost never failed. Often issued with a permanently fixed square spike bayonet, it functioned as both an infantry spear and a firearm. SVT-40, Technical Ambition, the Soviet answer to the M1 Garand and one of the earliest attempts to equip an entire army with semi-automatic rifles. Featuring a detachable 10-round magazine and an adjustable gas system, it was lethal in the hands of elite troops, but too complex for poorly trained conscripts to keep clean under battlefield conditions. PPSH-41, the Fire Spitter, the icon of Soviet victory. With a wooden stock and its famous 71-round drum magazine, it allowed soldiers to unleash a storm of lead at up to 900 rounds per minute. Its chrome-lined barrel resisted corrosion, and its simple mechanism functioned flawlessly in Russian winters, making it the definitive weapon of urban combat at Stalingrad. PPS-43, Siege-Born Perfection, created under desperate conditions inside besieged Leningrad. Built entirely from folded stamped metal, it required only about 2.7 hours to manufacture. Slower and more controllable than the PPSH, it is often cited by specialists as the finest submachine gun of the war in terms of balance between cost, reliability, and battlefield effectiveness. DP-27, the gramophone record, the standard light machine gun of the Soviet squad, instantly recognizable by its top-mounted 47-round Pan magazine. Mechanically simple and dirt-resistant, but its fragile bipod and the difficulty of reloading heavy magazines on the move limited its offensive tactical flexibility. A strange blend of Victorian tradition and backyard innovation. Weapons that ranged from fine craftsmanship to garage-level production, yet held the line alone against the Axis. This is the technical catalog of the Commonwealth arsenal. Webley revolver, the break-top tradition. The last great military service revolver, famous for its top break mechanism which ejected all spent cartridges simultaneously when opened, allowing faster reloads than American swing-out cylinder revolvers. Rugged and delivering brutal stopping power, it was the quintessential officer's sidearm. Lee Enfield No. 4. Mark I. The Lightning Bolt, the fastest bolt-action rifle ever fielded. With a short bolt throw and a 10-round magazine, double that of German rifles. It enabled the famous Mad Minute, delivering 15 to 30 accurate shots per minute. Robust and reliable, it could create a wall of fire that German troops often mistook for machine gun fire. Stien gun, Mach 2, the plumber's nightmare. The weapon of post-Dunkirk desperation, built from tubing and stamped metal for less than 3 pounds sterling. Ugly with an awkward side-mounted magazine and prone to accidental discharges if dropped, but light, concealable, and produced in massive numbers to arm British paratroopers and the French resistance. Bren gun, precision support. Based on a Czech design and widely regarded as one of the finest light machine guns of the war. Fed by a top-mounted curved magazine, its slow, steady rate of fire allowed surgical accuracy at long range, so reliable that it remained in service through the Falklands War. PIAT, projector, infantry, anti-tank. The demolition spring, one of the strangest infantry weapons of the conflict. Not a rocket launcher, but a spigot mortar powered by an enormous spring. Heavy and delivering brutal recoil, it had one unique advantage: no backblast, allowing it to be fired safely from inside buildings during urban combat, something impossible with the bazooka. Boy's anti-tank rifle, the obsolete Hunter, a massive .55 caliber bolt-action rifle designed to penetrate light tanks of the 1930s. By 1940, its rounds were already bouncing off German panzers. Infamous for its punishing recoil that broke collarbones, it earned the ironic nickname Charlie the Bastard before being replaced by the PIAT, a doctrine built on offensive spirit and close-quarters combat. Long weapons, bayonets on everything, and pocket mortars, all designed for the suffocating humidity of the Pacific. This is the technical catalog of the arsenal of the Empire of Japan. Nambu Type 14, the problematic sidearm. Visually similar to the Luger but mechanically inferior. It fired the underpowered 8mm Nambu cartridge and suffered from poor quality springs that caused frequent feeding failures. Infamous for accidental discharges when pressure was applied to the side, it became more a symbol of officer status than an effective combat pistol. Arisaka Type 38, the Emperor's Shield. Among the strongest bolt-action rifles ever built, capable of withstanding extreme chamber pressures. The Type 99, chambered in 7.7mm, featured a distinctive and notoriously noisy sliding metal dust cover and optimistic anti-aircraft sights. Before surrender, soldiers often ground off the imperial chrysanthemum engraved on the receiver to preserve the Emperor's honor. Type 100 SMG late modernization, the only Japanese submachine gun produced in meaningful numbers, though still in very limited quantity. With a side-mounted curved magazine and a chrome-lined barrel to resist tropical corrosion, it was a controllable and well-designed weapon. Unfortunately for Japan, conservative military leadership dismissed submachine guns and fewer than 30,000 reached the front, far too late to influence the war. Type 96 and Type 99 LMG, the Bren with a bayonet. A top-fed light machine gun clearly inspired by Czech and British designs. Reliable and accurate, it was issued with 2.5 times optical sights as standard. Uniquely, reflecting Japan's fixation on the offensive, it was the only light machine gun of the war equipped with a bayonet lug for infantry assaults. Type 89 knee mortar, the bone breaker, a heavy grenade launcher or 50mm light mortar. The American nickname knee mortar came from its curved base plate designed to rest against logs. Captured Allied soldiers who attempted to fire it braced against the thigh suffered devastating fractures from the massive recoil. It was essential to Japanese fire superiority in dense jungle combat. From submachine guns that were works of art to rugged rifles that served in deserts and jungles, weapons that fought under three different flags: the Axis, the Allies, and the Resistance. This is the technical catalog of the arsenal of Italy and France. Beretta M 1934, the officer's favorite. A compact and elegant sidearm famous for Beretta's signature open-slide design, which virtually eliminated ejection failures. Chambered in 9mm Corto, .380 ACP, considered underpowered by military standards, its absolute mechanical reliability made it a highly prized war trophy among soldiers on all sides. Carcano M 91/38, the misunderstood rifle. Frequently mocked by Allied propaganda, yet mechanically sound and lightweight. It used a 6-round Mannlicher end-block clip that dropped free when empty. While the 6.5mm cartridge lacked the stopping power of the .3006, its low recoil allowed rapid, accurate fire. It later gained lasting infamy decades after the war as the rifle used in the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Beretta MAB-38, the aristocrat of submachine guns. Widely regarded by experts as the finest SMG of the war. Machined to the standard of a luxury firearm, it featured dual triggers, one for semi-automatic fire and one for full automatic, eliminating the need for complex selectors. So effective and reliable that elite German SS units and British commandos eagerly adopted it whenever captured. MAS-36, the rugged futurist. The last bolt-action rifle adopted by a major military power. Short, durable, and featuring a distinctive forward-curved bolt handle, it was designed for modern mechanized warfare. Technically excellent, it arrived too late and in too few numbers to prevent France's collapse in 1940. FM-24/29, the French Wall. A light machine gun technically superior to the American bar. Fed from a 25-round top-mounted magazine, it fired at a slow, steady rate that made it exceptionally controllable. Resistant to mud and sand, it formed the backbone of Free French resistance at Bir Hakeim and continued serving in colonial conflicts in Indochina for decades after the war. This was the complete technical catalog of World War II infantry weapons. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments which arsenal you want to see next. See you in the next one.